my goofy graphas. We're back with Danger Dark World. This deck just recently got support out of Dune with the new Dark Corridor, which we're really excited to play. It is a really good buff to this deck. This is one of our favorite decks to update on the channel, so if you want to go see previous versions after you watch this one, feel free. We do elaborate on cards a little bit more in that one. But with that being said, this is a combo-focused video today, baby, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video,
and comment your favorite fiend. Mine's Malice.
Mine's Hollow. I love that little guy.
With all that being said, let's open the gates of the Dark World
and pretend that Droll is not a real card.
Starting off for our big boss daddies in the deck, we are on the triple copies of the brand new Rainbow, triple copies of the OG Grapha, and then the one copy of Silva, Warlord of Dark World.
What do you know? He's silver. It's all coming together.
For our Dark World boss monster, this is a pretty standard lineup. You can choose to cut the Grapha down to 2 and then play 2 Grapha, 2 Silva. However, spoiler alert, this is not the hand loop version. I do not like playing the hand loop version, even though it is basically just an FTK. I do think it is way more susceptible to other things in the format right now, especially Droll and just other hand traps, Bystials, Crow, Bell, things like that. I would rather have the additional extenders in the deck to play through multiple interruptions and still be able to set up a board without relying on hand looping just to win the game.
Yeah, I think being mindful of the format for these decks is really important because, yeah, sure, you can build the hand loop version and dream about a lot of things, but, like, let's be realistic, you can't just ignore a lot of the interruptions that already exist, and while it's bad enough Droll is a mainstay, let's try to play around everything else too.
One thing to really note with the Rainbow and the Grapha is they can summon themselves from the graveyard by bouncing Dark World monsters back. Rainbow can only bounce back level 7 or lower Dark World monsters. These are not activated effects, they just summon themselves by bouncing back.
They are what we now officially call them in Yu-Gi-Oh! As built-in summons.
The more you know. The more you Rainbow!
I was gonna say that, but he beat me to it. What a fast guy. Oh my god, he's called Grapha because it's like graphite, like black.
You've said that in every video.
Have I really?
Yeah, I don't know if you
Damn, dude, I got the memory of a goldfish when it comes to these. But good news, the new people always get a new experience of the same joke.
Rainbow can search basically any of your level 5 or higher Dark World
Yeah,
monsters.
because he can get the colors of the rainbow.
Speaking of Rainbow, let's move on to the remaining colors in the deck. I know we said we're not hand ripping, but we are still playing the one copy of Cerulli because there's a ton of card combos that come up with this.
And you don't want to leave him out. He's a good little guy.
We're playing triple copies of Genta.
He's a gentleman.
Triple copies of Snow, and then double copies of our Beige.
Look at the teeth on that guy. He's got some chompers.
In the last variant of this deck that we put up, we were playing 3 copies of Beige. I did cut it down to 2, but I really do still like this card in the deck. It's a level 4 body that special summons itself. If you do get Drolled, you can always just make Baguska. You can always just try to play around it and then play into the next turn. This is just a free body, it's a free discard. And worst comes to worst, I think something that not a lot of people think about in the Dark World deck is that all these cards special themselves, but you can just normal level 4 monsters as well. Any level 4 normal and special makes Baguska. Hopefully you can just live a turn through that. It's good to note that Genta here is the only one in this bunch that is one of the new pieces of support. All of the old cards are mandatory and are not once per turn. Genta, however, is an activated effect to discard himself and then search Gates of the Dark World. It also has the ability where if you control a Dark World card and it is banished, you can special summon it from your banished pile. That is once per turn as well. Snow, however, just searches any Dark World card literally every single time it goes to the grave.
Yeah, basically the old cards are extremely broken and whack. The new ones are still pretty good, kind of broken, not as whack. This is just a senseless observation I've just made now that we're doing this deck profile for like the 3rd time. I just noticed that on all of their card arts, they are their respective color. Like Snow is white, Beige, he's beige, Cerulli has like a blue thing on, and then Genta is literally purple. So I just noticed that. I knew they were colors, but I didn't know they were on the, like the beige. Now that I'm looking at beige,
they're their own colors.
Beige is beige. Like it's all coming together. Every time we do a Dark World deck, I understand the color scale way more. Welcome to Color Theory with Crush Cards. But don't worry, these guys and their broken effects are never in danger because
we're playing triple copies of our Danger Chupacabra.
Yeah, you didn't see that one coming, did you?
And our triple copies of Danger Mothman.
Gotcha, Lamp. These cute cryptids don't ride motorcycles, but you know what? If they did, they'd be riding on the...
And then finishing off our Danger Suite here, we are on double copies only of the brand new Nessie.
Look
Beautiful.
At quarter century Schnooze is loose. Oh my God, Jesus, he's gorgeous. I would let him chomp me up into little bits in the lock. Oh, I love this dude. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my God. He's just beautiful. I love my son. Do you love my son? Comment if you love your son too.
Speaking of Sons and Snakes, we're playing the one copy of our Danger Tsuchinoko and then the one copy of our Danger Jackalope.
I would die for the Danger archetype. I think it's one of my favorite archetypes in the game.
This is basically the same as the last video. A lot of people are cutting down on the Danger package. I think it's really imperative still because not only are these extenders to try to dig into your deck if your opponent doesn't have Droll, they're also just insane amount of bodies that you can link climb with. Because we are not playing the hand loop version, we are trying to make the biggest board possible. Dangers really just facilitate that the best way possible.
Yeah, have you looked at Tsuchinoko? He'll fight you with no arms.
I'm a slithery little sneaky snake.
And we're gonna break a lot of people's hearts here. I'm not playing Giant Trainer in the extra deck. I do not think that card is worth the 3 level 8 monsters, and that is why we are not playing the Thunderbird or the Bigfoot or the Ogopogo. I'm sorry.
We're gonna say this a lot, but we're trying to build this for the format, so we'll explain more later on, but think outside the box every now and then. It's gonna be okay. Think outside the gates. You might find some danger, but they're gonna protect you.
Danger!
Gotcha.
For our non-Dark World yet still extenders, we are playing the one copy of the Salamander, the one copy of our Zephyros the Elite, and the brand new addition to the deck, the one copy of our Plague Spreader Zombie.
Oh my god, zombie deck coming soon. I know someone's gonna ask in the comments. It's coming soon.
Better believe if we can play a zombie card in this deck, we're going to. And Plague Spreader is one of the best inclusions because not only is it 2 free bodies, it also allows you to stack the top of your deck by putting a card from your hand on top. Any of your danger monsters will successfully just re-add that card, so it's not like you're really losing any advantage here.
And he's a level 2 tuner, which will come in handy with our saucy little extra deck.
One might say our extra deck is floor-ishing.
We'll be here all night.
We're on triple copies of the Gates of the Dark World, double copies of the brand new Dark Corridor.
Woo, the corridor is dark and full of terrors.
One copy of our Dark World Accession.
No one ever says this card right. They always call it Ascension. It's Accession.
And then the final copy of our Dark World Archive. Dark Corridor is our brand new Rhoda out of Dune. This is the only card in this deck that is like a hard once per turn.
Which is crazy because nothing else in this deck is.
And that is the real reason that we are choosing to play 2 copies of this card instead of 3. 3 is extremely bricky. 1, it's not a Dark World card. It's just Dark Corridor, so you can't search it. Therefore, we wanted to play 2 copies so that we can hopefully see it, get the 1 copy of the Dark World monster that we need, and that's it. And that's also one of the reasons that we are choosing to play the 1 copy of our Dark World Ascension here. Snow can't search this card. Corridor can search Snow. There's not really a reason to play more than 1 of this card now because I do feel like this card, spells in general, just brick in this deck. So we really just wanted to have the most optimal deck list possible.
You can also just add this card back to your hand. Wow!
And then the remaining cards in this deck are just our consistency cards. We are playing triple copies of our Allure of Darkness, and then of course the 1 copy of our Card Destruction.
Destroy your head now!
Last video we were on Dark World Dealings, however with this being a very heavy and prevalent Droll format, we do not want to give our opponent the ability to draw the Droll, so therefore Allure of Darkness is the better choice here.
Yeah, it's bad enough we're playing Mothman. We're really trying to not let them see Droll, but God knows they're gonna open it anyway and we're just gonna be cursed into oblivion. So you know what? Try your best.
I just wanted to note real quick before we move into the extra deck, you can choose to play something like Talons or something like Thrust. A lot of people are even maybe opting to play the 1 copy of Eradicator. Moving forward, I do think that that card isn't going to see any play because of a ban list, hopefully in a few weeks. Really just wanted to build this deck to be a little bit more future-proof.
But now that we've covered all that, let's talk about the extra deck.
Starting off, we're playing the 1 copy of our Muckraker of the Underworld.
Listen to that, team. It's called Muckraker. I'm sorry, I got a PSA really quick. This drives me nuts. Everyone who calls this, even saying it sounds horrible, Muckraker? I don't know what education level everyone has gotten here, but listen, I am a certified master's degree English teacher. It's Muckraker. If you went to maybe 7th or 8th grade history class, you would know that that's a reference to like the early hundreds, like industrial era age. Just look up a Muckraker. It's a real thing, a real word. Please, for the love of God, stop calling it Muckraker. For the love of grammar, the language, and just not sounding like a doofus, say it the right way. I love you. Thank you. You matter.
Playing IP, Akashic Magician. I guess you could, like, you know, bounce back dangers and stuff if you really need the extension. The 1 copy of our Nightmare Phoenix, the 1 copy of our Nightmare Unicorn, and then obviously still the 1 copy of our Nightmare Griffin. Post side deck, this card is absolutely fantastic because not only can you discard something like a danger to trigger its effect, but you can also add back any spell or trap card that may be in your graveyard. Like, I don't know, a virus card, something like D-Barrier, maybe like a Solemn Judgment. Just keep that in mind when you're side decking, that this card can basically basically search half of your side deck if you can get there. And then obviously we're playing the 1 copy of our Appaloosa, the 1 copy of our Yugioh, and then the last blink is the 1 copy
White lady.
of our Goddess of the Underworld.
She's here to suck up your board and tell you she's pretty.
And then moving on, we're playing the 1 copy of our number 60 Dugaris. Just a reminder here that if you do activate the Dugaris effect to draw 2 and discard 1, please try to remember that you do skip your next draw phase.
Because believe it or not, if you do activate Dugaris, draw the 2, and then when your following draw phase comes around and you do draw a card, you will lose the game. Just don't be that person that loses because you didn't skip your draw phase.
Our number 41, Baguska, is basically our droll out here.
He's just a sleepy little dude.
Doesn't come up too often, but we are still choosing to play the 1 copy of our Divine Arsenal AA Zeus.
Sky Daddy, as I like to call him with his pointy little no-toes.
Double copies of the beautiful Matt, aka Grapha Dragon Overlord of the Dark World.
Such a cool card.
With like 4 legs.
All the more to stomp on you, dear. Comment if you would let Grapha step on you.
And then the final card in the extra deck is the 1 copy of Baron de Fleur.
Oh, there it is. My sweet saucy lady.
Because this is a very heavy droll format, I would really like to take my material on the board and make them into link monsters. With the Plague Spreader, any of your level 8 monsters that can recur themselves throughout the graveyard, this will just ensure an additional negate on your end board.
I get it. Coach Trainer's super cool and everything, but with Droll running around in the format, putting 3/8 on the board and getting that far and then making it seems like kind of a waste. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really sorry if you're upset by that, but Baron is kind of a better card and Plague Spreader's a 2. You play a lot of 8s. 8 and 2, that's 10. And Omni Negate's really good with all these things running around in the format. I would really love to have an Omni Negate on top of my big purple Grapha guy. I just think Baron's better. And if it makes you feel better, she's getting reprinted this year, so hold on for a hero. She's coming. She's a warrior. She can be your hero.
I can be your hero, baby.
Now that we've shown you the deck, let's get into the combo tutorial because this is honestly the meat of the deck and the hardest part to learn because none of it is linear. It's all RNG. With that being said, put in the comment section and timestamp how many cards we're going to draw during the combo. I'm going to say like 15. I don't know. That sounds right. Let's do it. Alright team, welcome to the test hand and combo tutorial section of the video. This is where we do a random 5-card test hand to show you the realistic ceiling that any 5 cards in your deck can achieve. With that being said, Danger Dark World is a very random, long combo, so please buckle up. There are a lot of effects that are going to activate, a lot of which are not once per turn. Make sure you're following along. We will highlight on the screen what effects are activating when. So that being said, team, let's shuffle on up, cut on up, and get into the Dark World.
Alright, do a few of these bad boys right here, and bam.
All right, let's get into the danger zone, baby cakes.
All right, we're going to start off. We're going to see 1 copy of Genta. Wow,
Love that.
fantastic.
Perfect.
1 Chupacabra, 1 copy
The
of
new
Dark
card.
Corridor.
Wow.
Ooh, Black Wing
Oh my
Zephyr
God.
and Noose.
Love that.
Okay, so we did open the Dark Corridor, which is a fantastic card to start off seeing if your opponent has Droll, because you know what this does? We're going to activate this card, search, and then if our opponent has Droll at resolution, we'll find out. This is going to search our copy of Snow, and just so you know, you do have to discard any card in your hand. We're just going to discard that copy of Snow. Here we're going to find out right now if our opponent does have Droll. If they do, awesome. We normal, special summon a danger, bam, we make Baguska, good to go.
Pass.
But hypothetically, they do not. So we're going to activate and resolve the Snow here. We're going to get access to our copy of Rainbow.
Man, could you imagine if we just made Baguska and ended the video there? Just because people are like, well, what if I have... Okay, cool, then the video's over.
There it
Anyway...
is. Now we're going to activate our copy of Genta. We're going to discard it from our hand to the graveyard. This is going to add our copy of Gates of the Dark World. And now we can, bam, activate Gates, which is not a once per turn.
It is a soft once per turn, which means once per activated copy.
So now we are going to activate the effect of Gates. We're going to discard our Rainbow, banish our... Sorry, it's banished first. So banish Genta, discard Rainbow, draw 1 random card. Oh, that's beautiful. Now we can activate our Rainbow and our Genta. Genta will summon itself. Rainbow will search our copy of Silva.
Yeah, Silver Daddy.
Now we just don't want to lose our copy of our Archives. We're just going to activate that Archives over here onto the side. So now we're going to activate our copy of Nessie. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6 reroll. Huh?
2.
Bye,
Awesome.
Zephyros.
Bye, Zephyros. That's going to summon our copy of Nessie. We're going to draw 1 card. Oh, beautiful. It's Mothman. Now we're going to summon back our copy of Rainbow by bouncing the Genta back to our hand. Keep in mind that is not an activated effect. It just summons itself that way.
It is a built-in summon.
We will activate the Genta 1 more time in our hand. This is going to search a second copy of Gates of the Dark World. We can reactivate that copy of Gates. Now we'll activate the effect of Gates. We can discard our Silva, banish first. I'm sorry, I always forget that it's banish first, but you banish and discard. We'll banish the Snow, draw 1 card, Rainbow, fantastic. Now Silva is going to special summon itself, and now we're going to go for our effect of Mothman. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeehaw. Ugh.
5, 6.
Bye,
Fantastic.
Rainbow.
Rainbow's gonna go. We're gonna summon out our copy of Mothman. We will draw. Beautiful. Rainbow's effect. This is going to grab our copy of Grapha. Wow, are those Dark World bodies on the board? We're gonna bounce one back, summon our copy of Rainbow.
Look at all those. It's a double rainbow. Double rainbow all the way.
I didn't even intend to like do that as like pendulum scales.
That's like a 2008 meme. Who remembers?
Now we're gonna activate our copy of Chupacabra. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reroll.
Here we go, baby. Huh. 2.
Oh wow, that's actually just insane. Okay.
Bye-bye, Snow.
There goes Snow. Summon the Chupacabra. We will draw a fantastic card. Oh my god, that's insane. Snow effect.
More rainbow.
I'm gonna go for the beige here. This
Look
is
at
just going
him.
to get us an additional extender, level 4 extender, card that we can add back to our hand with our high level monsters once it hits the board. And speaking of that, we are going to go here. We're gonna take 2 level 4 monsters. We're gonna overlay them.
Into Danger Dugaris Dark World Man.
We're gonna summon him in defense just in case anything happens. Now we're gonna activate the effect. We are going to detach 2, draw 2, discard 1.
Oh my god.
Keep in mind, once you have now activated and resolved this effect, your draw phase is skipped on your next
Yes,
turn.
please don't forget.
So off of this, we are going to discard our copy of beige. And the reason I'm trying to do this is that so we can get the beige on the board to bounce it back, because we are going to get rid of these bodies ASAP. So the beige will now trigger because this draws and discards for effect. Now this is usually where we make our copy of Yugioh, but because our hand is very good, we do not need to. We're just going to try to get to Appaloosa to set up negates early. So we're going to take our copy of Rainbow in our Dugaris here. This is going to make our copy of Nightmare Phoenix, and now we're going to take our copy of Phoenix, Nessie, and then our copy of Rainbow again, and this is going to make our copy of Appaloosa. All right, now we do have a beige on the board, which is exactly what we were trying to get before. We are going to Rainbow bounce this back. Wow, isn't that fabulous? Just keep in mind too, when it comes to this start of like your lines of play, you want to make sure that you have your arrows set up. Keep in mind, we are going to always go for a Griffin lock, so we are going to try to have as many open zones that our special summon monsters can point to, therefore they can still activate.
Which is why Apple's great, because she's got lots of arrows.
All right, we're going to activate this copy of Allure here. Speaking of drawing cards, we're going to draw 1. Okay, Cerulean. 2. Oh, that's a fabulous, fabulous card. We have multiple copies of Rainbow access already, so we're just going to banish this copy, and then we're going to resolve the Allure. We are going to activate our copy of Salamander in the hand. Oh my god, is that a fiend monster? That's insane. We are going to summon our copy of Salamander, discard our copy of Cerulean. Cerulean is now going to activate. We're going to... Oh man, I'm sorry, chat. We didn't give you enough zones. Cerulean's going to summon to the Apo arrow over here, and the reason is, as we said before, obviously, you want to make sure your opponent can't play. Once we Griffin lock them, you want to block off the one arrow that Appaloosa gives them. So now, oh my god, is that Cerulean was summoned? Mandatory effect. Silva's gonna discard because of that. Silva's gonna activate, summon itself, hand loop your opponent for 2. Beautiful.
That's crazy.
You could still do that in this game. Oh wow, is that a rainbow? That's crazy. We're gonna bounce back to Silva, summon another cop. We're gonna summon the rainbow over here.
Double rainbow back again.
Now what we're gonna do is activate our copy of Archives. We are going to discard our copy of Silva.
And all Dark World monsters you currently control gain attack equal to the level of the discarded monster times 100.
So not only is it going to give our monsters attack buff, but it's also going to trigger our copy of Silva and trigger the secondary effect of Archive. Because if a Dark World monster was discarded, you can discard an additional card and then draw 2. So now we are going to discard our copy of Beige, draw 2 cards. Fabulous. Insane. And now, obviously, our copy of Silva will resolve. We did discard our Beige. Beige is also going to resolve in the graveyard. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 monsters with different names.
Into Yugioh.
Bam. Yugioh is going to activate. We are going to draw 4, put 3 back. I'm going to try. You can kind of see this. Okay, we're going to
we got a lot going on here.
1 new card, 2 new card, 3 new card, 4 new card. Okay, that's just like a lot of freaking dangers.
It's a danger zone, baby.
So we do have the rainbow in the graveyard, which means we can just bounce back anything that we summon. So we do not need our copy of Grapha, so we can put back the Grapha. We don't need double copies of Mothman, so we'll put back a Mothman. And we'll just put back a copy of Genta because we already have tons of field spell access.
True.
That being said, we have 5 beautiful cards in our hand.
Refreshed.
My favorite trick here is Yugioh, when it's made with 3 materials as well, also lets you special summon a monster from the hand. So we're going to special summon our copy of Beige. Wow, Rainbow's going to bounce himself back. Crazy. It's like we just got a free body.
Double rainbow back. A triple, baby.
Oh my god. So here, we're just going to keep on digging. We're going to activate our copy of Allure. We'll see our copy of Dark Corridor. Oh my god. That is insane. I think here we're going to try to just banish. We have Beige enough. We have enough Beige. We're going to banish our copy of Beige. We are going to then activate the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! In this deck, especially card destruction. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. We're going to pitch 4. Oof. We're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go Nessie Chainlink 1, Mothman Chainlink 2, Chupacabra Chainlink 3. The Chupacabra is just going to summon back our copy of Mothman. Mothman is going to draw one and then discard one. We're just going to discard our copy of Grappa.
No way.
And then obviously our Nessie here is going to resolve. We're going to grab our copy of Jackalope.
We have like 3 cards.
Just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yo,
6,
Plague
7,
is
8,
in there
yeah.
somewhere.
Literally, we are just trying to see Plague Spreader. I promise we're going to see it. Now we're going to go into our graveyard where we obviously have the Grapha. We're just going to bounce back this bad boy. We're going to summon the Grapha here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these beautiful monsters.
And make our favorite little chicken nugget fiend, Griffin.
We have 3 dangers in our hand, so we obviously are going to try to hit some of these cards. We're going to activate our copy of Jackalope.
All right, we got 6, baby. Here we go. Huh.
1. Fantastic. There
Bye,
goes
Such.
Tsuchinoko. Tsuchinoko's going to get hit. We're going to summon our copy of Jackalope. We'll draw the copy off of Jackalope.
Ah!
Tsuchinoko,
Yay,
there
like
he is.
8 cards in deck. We got the Plague. The things we do for the combo.
We haven't done this crazy thing yet called normal summon. So we're going to normal summon our copy here of Genta. And then, wow, we're going to bounce back the Genta, summon our copy of Rainbow, bounce back the Rainbow, summon out our copy of Grapha.
Grapha.
All right, we're going to go Chupacabra. Chupacabra effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chupacabra's number 2.
All right, now we need the fusion spell, baby. Here we go.
We are digging. 5. 1, 2, 3,
Bye,
4,
Genta.
5. That's okay. Genta, have a good life, my friend.
See ya.
Bam. We are going to summon. I'm literally just getting the Plague. We're going to summon out our copy here of
Fusion
Chupacabra.
spell.
Draw 1 card.
Oh,
It's
it's Moth.
Mothman. That's okay. So we're going to go 1, 2. This is going to summon IP over here
Baby
on the
girl.
left zone. We're going to activate our copy of Mothman now.
Huh. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so there goes the Plague. We're going to summon out our copy here of Mothman. Mothman's going to draw. Oh wow. It's Fusion spell.
Yay!
Fantastic.
Oh my god, yay! The combo might end today, team.
We're going to take our Mothman and our copy of Jackalope to clear up some space here. We are going to summon out our Link 2 Muckraker. Now, is that a Plague Spreader in our graveyard? Wow, it really is. That's
Yay.
insane. We're going to take our Plague Spreader. We're going to top deck this Allure because we know that we just don't need any more draw power now. That's going to summon out our copy of Plague.
Oh my god, is that an 8 and a 2 on the board, baby cakes?
You better believe it. We're going to go Synchro Shokin here. Banish the Plague.
Oh my god, get up on the floor and look, it's Bear on the floor! She's here, she's pink, and she's a Dark World monster now.
Now what we can do is we can activate our copy of Muckraker. We are going to target any level 4 Fiend monster in our graveyard. We're probably going to go for something like, I don't know, Beige, Snow, a Dark World monster. We are going to discard our copy of Rainbow, summon out this copy of our Beige. We are now Fiend locked, but that doesn't matter because all we want to do is get the Grapha on the board because we do have our fusion spell. We did discard Rainbow. I genuinely don't know if we have any more Graphas in deck. There's 1. Wow, we actually have 2.
we somehow have
Oh, I forgot we put one back with Saryuja.
Oh,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Insane.
Thanks
Now
for looking out, Saryuja.
we're gonna Rainbow, bounce this back. Oh my god, Grapha, bounce this back. That's insane. Now we
Yeehaw.
all of a sudden have a full hand. We are going to set our fusion spell.
Oh my god.
And this is literally just
Finally.
like one of the most insane boards I think I've ever seen.
Look at this, like unironically, like Team Samurai X1 Broken Godly board, like
Yeah, I mean, Appaloosa for 3, you obviously have your Griffin lock, you have your Baron as your Omni Negate, IP can link away into either your Underworld Goddess if your opponent activates anything, or they can also make your Unicorn. Muckraker is going to protect all of your Fiends, and once you resolve the IP, you have room for your Grapha Fusion with the Grapha in hand.
Like, this is wild. Like, this is so cool for 2023 with, like, a deck like Danger Dark World, which, like, you know, isn't, like, a meta tier 1 deck, but, like, you look at this board and, like, if this shows up at locals unprepared and you do not draw them, like, it's over. Like, literally, it's over. Like, this is so cool. I love the addition of Baron in this deck. I think it's sick. We still achieved the hand loop, and look at this, man. Like, it's like art. I want to frame this in my house. This deck is so cool. I hope you're still awake. This was the most fun I've ever had watching a combo. And that's the deck. We really do try to update these decks for the format, so the decks do change, and believe it or not, it's okay for a deck to change and have new cards in it. I think this is a really cool version of the build that's not cookie cutter. It really does it all. It doesn't stop. It only stops when you hit the button, baby. And just like hitting buttons, you're gonna hit the subscribe button because you had a good time. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. We love you. You matter. And we will see you babies in the Dark World and in all these videos over here.
See
Bye,
ya.
team. Love you.